Have any of you ever heard this? Oh my gosh, he's passed out. I think he needs CPR. Okay, good, because that can actually be a very stressful and horrible experience. Today, I'm going to be teaching you about the process of how to do CPR. CPR is very important because you can actually save a person's life. CPR is used by the American Red Cross and used by many doctors and nurses. Today, we're going to learn how to do what materials you need to do CPR and what steps you have to do when you're performing CPR. So let's first start with what materials you need. The materials that you need to do CPR are, first, you need a ventilation mask. The ventilation mask is used because when you're doing mouth-to-mouth, bloodborne pathogens can come from one person's mouth to the other and can cause disease. So it's very important to use a ventilation mask, and if you are certified in CPR, you should have this all the time. The next thing we need is our hands. It is very important to have our hands for CPR because you use them during the whole process. The third thing we need is a body. Do we have a body? Where is it? I was wondering where he went, so it looks like we have a body after all. So now that I've told you what materials we need, let's go over the steps that we have to do when we're performing CPR. The first step that we need to do is make sure that the scene is safe. You make sure that the scene is safe because if there's something there that is harmful for the person, it can actually hurt them, and that is going to be a very bad situation. So is the scene safe? Okay, it looks like the scene is safe, so now we can go over there and check on it. Okay, the next step that you have to do is you have to make sure the person is responsive. You do that by tapping them right here on the collarbone and asking, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" If they're not responsive, that's when you have to check their pulse. "Are you okay? Are you okay?" It looks like he's not responsive, so we have to check his pulse. So the next step that we have to do is we have to check his pulse. You check the pulse by using the index finger and your middle finger together on the carotid artery right here on your neck. And then as you're checking the pulse, you take your ear and you look down towards his feet so you can watch for breathing. You can feel the breathing in your ear and you can hear it in your ear. You do this for about 10 seconds. I feel no pulse. That means he's not breathing and his heart is not beating and he's not breathing. So the next step is that we have to do 2 breaths. So you can use the ventilation mask for this. You put the ventilation mask over his face. You tilt the head back so the airways are open. And then you take 2 breaths. And you have to make sure the chest rises, because if the chest doesn't rise, that means you're either doing it wrong or that the mask isn't on right. So the next thing that you have to do is you have to do 30 compressions. You use your hands and you clasp them over one another, and it doesn't matter which way to do it. It's whichever way that is comfortable to you. You place the hands over the nipple line just like this, and then you stand up straight just like this and you push in. You have to make sure the chest recoils each time, or that can harm his heart and his bones, and that can cause further damage to the victim. You do this for you count to about 30, and then you're going to repeat step 3 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So it looks like he came back to life. If he doesn't respond, then you have to check the pulse again. You have to do the 2 breaths, and you have to give the 30 compressions. Now that I've taught you CPR, let's review. So today, we learn how to perform CPR. We learn the materials that you need and the steps that you need to use to perform CPR. Now that I've taught you, you can't just go out and save somebody right now. You have to be certified in order to do this. You can be certified by going to the American Red Cross website and taking a class, and then you are able to save a life. Thank you for listening to me, and I hope this helps you.